Justin, for you to be as tall as you are, you think every woman wants you, you think Nate wants you, you think Alexis is sexually satisfied. Like, you are living in delusional land. You are living in Justin's world. I'm gonna need you to come out of it into the real world, sir. No. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Y'all already know in my channel we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. This video we will be talking about Married at First Sight. This is season 15. I cannot talk tonight. This is season 15. This is the reunion part 1. This is the San Diego season. Yes, I have never reviewed Married at First Sight. I am new to the game with Married at First Sight. This was actually my first season ever watching the show. I would see the show, I've heard about the show. I was like, I didn't like the idea of it. I was like, I'm not getting into that. Then I started seeing different people's reviews over here on YouTube, some of my favorite YouTube channels. And it was sounding interesting when y'all was reviewing it. So I started watching the show and I was like, oh, maybe I should review it. But I decided I just wanted to enjoy it and watch y'all's reviews, okay? And y'all do a great job. Oh, before I go any further, don't forget to like this video if you are enjoying the content. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? We appreciate your help and support once you do that. Drop it down in the comments for me. And also don't forget to share. And like I said, comment. Decided I wanted to dip my toe in and at least come in here and do a quick real recap and discussion of the reunion for y'all. All right, so enough of the background story. Let's get into it, right? So, the reunion looked like it was gonna be real good. It was entertaining. I almost decided not to review it because it was so entertaining. I just wanted to watch the reviews, but I was like, let me go on and talk about it because it was just too much going on. Okay, so we had all saw the previews last week. We knew it was about to be popping, but I didn't know it was gonna be popping in the first 10 minutes, right? So, you know, Kevin Frazier was hosting. Let's talk about, you know, the looks, the fashions. Lindy looked good. That dress fit her very well. Her hair was pretty. Stacia looked good. You know, Stacia and Nate gonna dress. So that's what we gonna appreciate about them. They gonna dress. What's the girl? Krysten looked nice. Mitch looked like Mitch. Miguel looked nice. Miguel and Lindy were matching. Nate cut his hair. He looked good with his haircut. I mean, I didn't mind the little plaits, but his hair looked good like that. Keep it like that, Nate. Justin, you tried. Alexis, you know what it was? The whole outfit aged her. Shut up, Alexa. Alexa, shut up. Every time you say Alexis' name, Alexa thinks somebody talking to her. We ain't talking to you. So anyway, Alexis dressing her hair together aged her. Like, if she would have had that hair with like a dress maybe like Stacia's or just something, I don't know. It was just unbalanced. Something wasn't right. That swoop over, like the way it looked good, but it just was giving me auntie vibes. Like, I don't know, it was that swoop over. I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't doing, the whole look wasn't doing it for me. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the looks in the comments. All right, so Kevin Frazier is the host. I'm assuming he hosts every year. I'm not sure, like I said, it's the first season I watched all the way through. All the couples came out and, you know, Kevin asked everybody how they're doing, how was it seeing themselves on TV. Krysten said she didn't realize how much she enunciates. Nate and everybody was saying how they learned so much about how they themselves and even their partner would try to tell them they're a certain way and they didn't realize it until they watched the show back. Alexis learned that she needed to enunciate, and girl, you know, black people, sometimes we don't enunciate. Not all of us, okay? Don't come for me in the comments, but sometimes we don't always enunciate. Not just black people, a lot of people don't be enunciating, okay? So anyway, then let's see. Kevin Frazier talked about like how everyone's doing now and, you know, who's still friends, what's really going on. So then somehow he gets to the point of saying anyone unfollow each other yet. Now I feel like he got a tip from the producers to ask that, because why would you ask that? Is that a normal question he asked at the reunion? Y'all let me know in the comments. So then Nate was like, well, no, I haven't unfollowed anybody, but ask him. He was like, Justin, he unfollowed everybody. And we want to know why he unfollowed everybody. And so Kevin was like, Justin, you unfollowed everybody? He was like, yeah, I did pretty much unfollow everybody from the show. And so Nate was like, what's up with that, bro? Like, why'd you unfollow me? And he was like, I basically unfollowed Nate because you fake. Because, like, you one way 1 minute and you one way another minute. So Nate is like, give me an example, though. How am I fake? Nate talks with a very even tone. One thing I appreciate about Nate, it takes him a minute to get to 100. Like, we did see him go off with Stacia a few times and he left the table, granted. But Stacia had pushed his button so far. Like, he never jumped up when Justin was on the rah-rah, right? And he never really technically ever elevated his voice, in my opinion. Anyway, so he's like, well, can you explain? And then he's like, you just fake, man. I gotta give you an explanation. You just fake. Nate's like, well, you can't even give me an example. So then Justin's like, okay, I'll give you an example. He's like, when we first started out in this journey, you know, we seen who was in the community and we decided we were gonna stick together. I'm assuming they decided because they was both black that they was gonna stick together, okay? And so then he was like, but then when I would come to you, tell me we go, be talking to you. You said, "Oh, my dad raised me a certain way, and I couldn't be getting everybody business like that." But then when we was at Morgan and Ben's house talking about what Morgan was going through, you was all up in Ben's business. So he said, "You fake." He's like, "I see you one way 1 minute and one way the next minute." So then Nate was like, "What? Like you a crybaby?" He was like, "Okay, this is what I feel is going on." So he said, that's when he proceeded to call him crybaby. Sorry, y'all jumped the gun. Y'all know I get excited. So, Nate said, you be want a therapist. We're doing all this, and that's not what I'm here for. I got to concentrate on my wife. You're just upset because I wasn't focusing on you and dealing with your problems. I'm here to focus on my wife. I don't have time to deal with you and your problems. And anyway, you was being a crybaby anyway. And so then he like, crybaby. And so, like, we're in the third grade, Nate. And so then Justin was like, man, you need to stop. Like, I'll put you in your place. And then he started getting rowdy with him. And then next thing we know, we hear Justin say, anyway, you made a pass at me twice before the show when we was doing the workshop. And we went to lunch. And I was like, everybody's like, huh? A pass? A pass? Justin explained. So Justin said because Nate, when they had, met up for the workshop or whatever, he was like, oh man, like, I can't believe you're doing a show like this. Like, you have nice teeth, you have nice skin. Like, wow, like, you really doing a show like this. And so I guess Nate had said it 2 days in a row. So Justin said it made him feel some type of way. Like, dude, you making me feel weird. Like, why are you doing all that? And so then Nate was like, how is that doing all, like, making a pass at you? Like, how you going to sit here and call me gay? Like, what is going on? So then somehow the conversation went real left, okay? And next thing we know, Justin is telling Nate, like, well, I will dust the floor with you. You better take that bass out your voice, boy. You better calm down, boy. And he doing all that. So then next thing we know, Justin pop up. He's like, come on, man. Come on, I'll do it right now. And so Nate's like, do it. Come on, do it. He's like, I'll catch you outside. Do it. Nate never got up from his seat. He never got up from his seat. Justin, meanwhile, nook if you buck, right? And so then he jumping up. He popping off. Kevin Frazier's like, is we really doing this right now? Everybody's like, oh, no. The white people was looking scared, okay? Krysten was looking appalled. And so then Kevin Frazier trying to, calm things down. So the next thing you know, Justin go outside, producers dealing with him. Alexis go talk him down off the ledge and say, okay, we're gonna, we're not here for this, can you collect yourself? Are you in control of your emotions? Do you have it together? Do you come on, decount, like do all this? I'm like, girl, stop. So then Justin came back in. So then Nate trying to be like, so why you don't follow her? And then they're like, Nate, calm down, like let him talk. So then Kevin Frazier explained, like, first of all, like, just because another man gives you a compliment, like, you gotta be careful saying stuff like, just because another man gives you a compliment doesn't make him gay. Like, men could give each other compliments, which they can. And so Justin said, I apologize. This is how it made me feel weird. And so Nate is like, why are you throwing out all these allegations? You're making up lies. And he basically called him a crybaby once again. And so then he's like, you unfollow everybody. Tell everybody why you unfollow everybody. And then he's like, why you so worried about me unfollowing you? And so then Kevin Frazier's like, why you unfollow everybody? So Justin unfollowed Stacia because that's Nate's husband. And he just didn't want to associate with neither one of them. Okay, he unfollowed Krysten because he feel like she fake, basically. First like, you feel like she fake? He's like, I guess I basically do, because she act one way in front of Alexis and one way in front of him. He unfollowed Lindy and Morgan because they was all supposed to go for a hike, and then he saw on social media they went without him. I don't know if he unfollowed Mitch and Ben or what happened with them. Alexis, I don't know. But he was unfollowing everybody. He said basically the people he followed are for him. The people he don't follow are not for him. That's why he unfollowed them. I get it if they made him feel some type of way. I feel bad for Justin in one way, because I feel like he wants friends, but he definitely needs to get some healing, some help, some emotional regulation, because all that, like, it's not that serious. Y'all be unfollowing people like people really care. So if somebody follow me, I don't have a clue. I really don't have a clue. If you don't follow me, I didn't know you did it. Sorry. Like, I would literally have to find out, because I have no clue. I don't have time today to be worried about that, but that's just me. Anyway, so then that was pretty much the end of that segment. Then Krysten was like, can we change the subject, please? And then they played the clip of talking about Krysten and Mitch when they very last scene, and how Alexis was trying to understand, was Mitch leaving the door open and Krysten closing the door, Mitch closing the door, Krysten leaving it open, and Alexis was like, yeah, I didn't mean to start no drama in that moment, but I was just trying to make sure she wasn't waiting by the phone all night long. And so then Kevin basically got them out the hot seat, right? Then we saw the individual segments, which were pretty boring, okay? So, like, the beginning episode was good, the end of the episode was good, and everything in the middle was like, who cares? Lindy and Miguel, we can wrap up in 2 minutes, basically. She still ain't went to, like, 100 on him, but she did almost got there, and they're figuring each other out. They are so toxic still. I hope they get the help they need, because I don't know, Miguel's not going to put up with that, and I don't want Miguel to snap on Lindy, because that's what they going to snap on each other, right? So anyway, if y'all hear a bunch of noises, it is my dishwasher. I have some leaks going on in my kitchen, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm running the dishwasher one more time, because that was what the issue was Saturday. They supposedly fixed it. The cabinet was full of water. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of everything. Sorry for the extra stories. Anyway, then Lindy on the health insurance, she done moved in, she redecorating. I bet y'all she ain't working, but she doing whatever she want to do. They talked about the whole baby thing. Lindy said her own child she would really care for but that little robot baby, she wasn't here for it. They asked about Lindy taking his last name. She is hyphenated Santiago now. I forgot whatever the hell her original last name was, but she hyphenated Santiago at the end. I know she did, because she want to be on a health insurance plan. How you gonna ask me on a health insurance and you want to take somebody's last name? You got your nerve, Lindy. Anyway, so they seem to be doing good, and Lindy didn't move. They good. They said they good. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, then we moved on to I think Stacia and Nate were next. Kevin feels like this was one of the best couples of the season. So they were truly one of the favorites of the season. He feels like of all time, actually, is what Kevin said. I don't have nothing to compare it to. So anyway, Stacia looked good, like I said. Nate, they are a beautiful looking couple. Also earlier in the episode, Kevin talked about how they had the sexual freedom with each other with the vibrating panties and all that good stuff. So Nate has not fully moved in with Stacia. He said he did. Stacia's like, hold up, player. She was like, basically, they've been going back and forth, like spending a little time in his place, a little time in her place, because he has not fully moved in. He said his lease ain't up to 8 months. He lying. He ain't trying to be out on his butt, okay, when Stacia get tired of playing with him, okay? That's what Nate not trying to do. And I don't blame Nate, like, because this girl is, like, she's not going to stick around for the BS. So I kind of am not mad at Nate for keeping his apartment on the side. Yeah, he don't want to be homeless, okay? I don't blame him. So they've been, going back and forth, and even Kevin's like, how y'all gonna do that for 8 months? Like, that's not it. And so Stacia was basically saying, like, Nate just needs, he's one place emotionally, she's another place. They trying to figure out how to meet in the middle. She knows she be putting pressure on him. He finally said, I love you. He said every day now. She's like, well, I knew he loved me because, you know, he said it the first or second night of the honeymoon that he was in love with me. And then Nate was like, I didn't say all that. And so then Kevin was like, we trying to help you out. Like, what's good? And so then Nate dang there ruined the moment. Stacia and Kevin was like, see, this is why we can't help you. And this is what you just said on the tape. Get it together, sir. And so then Kevin asking Stacia, are you satisfied with your husband? She was like, no. Nate started piping up, talking about, see, the thing is like, every time with her, nothing's good enough. She always says something's good, but. And then she want me to do more, but then she take over from doing it. Like, he could be cutting up onions, gonna cook dinner, then she come over there, she don't like the way he doing it. He start doing it. Stacia, that is not good, girl. Because he's going to not want to do anything or even try because the way you are treating him. Like, girl, you doing the most. And so, you know, Nate was like, dang, I took you jet skiing, I took you axe throwing, like, I'll playing dates, I'll be doing all this and that, it's still not good enough for you. She was like, granted, you did that, that was nice, but those are things you wanted to do, those are things I didn't really want to do like that. And she was like, I told you you're good. Like, and she's like, yeah, you can cook dinner one night a week, but we still got to eat the other 6 days, so I don't really see it like that. And so he's like, that's the thing, you're not really giving me my credit. Like, you know, he want to feel appreciated, he want his just due. And so Stacia is like, yeah, that's something we got to work on. Kevin was like, yeah, I really hope y'all can work on it. Yeah, Stacia kind of reminds me of how a little bit I was with my ex. Like, I'm gonna take a little accountability, y'all, right now. I kind of was like that too, where like feeling like things were good enough. And the same way, like not getting that emotional thing, not getting the person to try more, to do more, to put the effort. I feel like Nate is putting in way more effort than my ex was, but I could relate. I'm just saying, I could relate, okay? But yeah, you can't, she said she's being a moving target. I don't feel like I was necessarily a moving target. I feel like some effort could have been put towards the target, but I also can see how, you know, the other side, if you're like constantly on the person, it could be draining to the person, right? So, yeah, so Stacia said she's gonna try to work on not being a moving target, and she knows exactly what she wants, how she wants it, and she could be a little just doing too much. And they both, like, he needs to step it up, and she needs to like calm down and relax. So anyway, and on camera it looked like Nate is trying, but like she said, you know, she wants the consistency. That's the point, that's the issue. It's the consistency. That's the part I relate to. We need the consistency. She's like, him telling her where he's going all the time. I was like, I wonder if he's leaving and not saying anything because he's still used to being single. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues in my opinion. So anyway, then we get to, what's them people name? Krysten and Mitch. And, you know, Kevin was talking about how he thought they would really work out because they seem to get past their issues. Kevin's like, how you tell a lady she ain't beautiful? So then he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. He's like, I think I was having one big anxiety attack the whole time, and I definitely could have handled that differently. And Kristen's like, yeah, I don't really believe him. She's like, I know I ain't no Jessica Biel or no Beyonce or nobody like that, but, you know, I know I got it going on. Like, I don't believe him. And so then Kevin asked her, like, how did she feel when, you know, in the honeymoon, he was ready to get it popping in the bedroom, and she was like, on one hand, she's glad, but the other hand, she's like, you know, not happy with the way he's acting. And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm a man, I had some drinks, and she said the bikini did it for him. And so then somehow they got on the top. Oh, they did, let me go back, they did show a never before seen clip when Mitch was trying to question if she had hobbies or not when they were at the baseball field. I was like, Mitch, do you got hobbies? Like, who asked somebody that? Like, is that gonna make her break you? Like, he acts like Krysten sitting around watching soap operas all day, or she over here watching the Brandy Vaughn channel all day. Like, what is the issue? Like, dang, relax. Like, Mitch, I couldn't stand Mitch because he act like he above everything and everybody. Like, just because you saving the planet and your mindset is one thing, don't mean you better than people. Like, oh, he just hurt my last nerve possible. So then they're talking about that whole like possibility of getting back together, and he was like, it's not likely, but the probability, but if you square it and divide it by 5, and so then Kevin was like, let me just help you out, either it is or it isn't. So then he was like, it's not. And so then Krysten was like, yeah, see, for me, I don't want nobody talking about it's likely, possible, it's not gonna happen. She's like, I want someone who wants me 100% surely. He was like, he asked, I'm pretty sure he did ask, if Mitch would have said yes, would you have said yes? Because I felt like Krysten would have said yes if Mitch said yes personally. And so she said no, absolutely not. The thing that broke her is when he was asking her sister about advice on telling her not to wear so much makeup. That's the thing that broke the, straw that broke the camel's back for her. That was it for me too, girl. But I don't know, Krysten. It was kind of giving. If he said yes, I would have said yes. But I'm glad, girl, you are free. I feel like Mitch is just a stepping stone to your greater love, girl. Don't even worry about it, Krysten. Krysten, I'm not sure if she said she's back to dating, but she doing her. I think she said she's back to dating and she doing her own thing. And she said, their decision day was good. They were laughing and talking before and after, and it was fine. So I think that's why people were getting mixed signals. So anyway, then we had the whole Morgan and Ben. I was combining their names, y'all. Morgan came out not knowing how to walk and dress in heels, stomping. I was like, why is you walking like that, lady? Why are you walking like that? And I'm gonna need Morgan to get some styling tips, girl, please. But anyway, they came out, and so Kevin asked Ben, do you regret jumping to conclusions about Morgan's nursing situation? He's like, he does. And Morgan was like, yes, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse. I'm like, okay, Morgan, when you take your degree? Morgan said she packed all her stuff. She moved. She traveling throughout Europe. Ben got a new project manager job. He's just trying to focus on his cell. He worked on his inner child. He felt like after this experience, like he needed to do some healing. He was teased a lot for being, Asian minority in school, and he just wanted to get his life together. He felt like he was projecting a lot of things on Morgan. Kevin asked him, does he regret telling Justin everything? And he does feel a little bit betrayed by Justin, because if Justin wouldn't have been on speakerphone, letting Alexis hear everything, then it wouldn't have been an issue. You definitely need to be mad at Justin, Ben. You definitely need to be mad at Justin, okay? And Justin and Alexis, y'all the same toxic in my opinion. Just different sides of the coin, same coin, really. So then Ben was, doing this heartfelt apology thing to Morgan, how he wished he didn't do this and that. And Kevin was like, is that, do you feel like satisfied from everything Ben has said? And she's like, yeah, this is, that's what I really wanted to hear from him. And he was like, dang, girl, he didn't apologize to you 700 million times. Like, girl, what else you want? And so then she was like, no, because the other times he was apologizing. He was just saying what other people told him to say. And I wanted him to feel the hurt of what I went through. I was like, Morgan, girl, I'm going to need you to stop it. I'm going to need you to get your life together and work on your inner child. Like, it is just not on Ben. Like, granted, Ben had his faults. Maybe he was jumping to conclusions with the nursing thing. We will never know the full truth on that. He should not have been going into Justin every single time. Granted, Morgan understood that he needed someone else to talk to about it, but it was, I think, talking to someone else who could run it back. So he should have talked to somebody outside the process who was never going to be able to run it back to Morgan. Justin, of course, he going to tell Alexis that she going to run it back. Come on. Ben, I'm going to need you to have common sense. But Morgan, I'm going to need you to take some accountability. Because why, if you had 2 more classes, but you told the experts one thing, because you was making it like you had a lie for him to hide. Y'all remember the episode when they was on honeymoon? So, don't do Ben. Don't make it like Ben is just so horrible. But she said Ben is a good guy and that he's a really nice guy and all this stuff. So, they've moved on and they will never be back together. She says they're better off being friends. She done dated a few, but ain't nothing stuck. Then we get to Justin and Alexis. Kevin says, okay, we found out that y'all might have had sex. I couldn't say the word, y'all. I was going to say compensated, and that is not the word. Y'all know what I mean. Consummated. Is it consummated? Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, they had sex before they said they did. And so they were like, yeah, we did have sex during the honeymoon, the first night and the third night. And so Alexis was really trying to count it. He's like, yeah, we had sex. And it was good. Yeah, it was good. He was like, you orgasmed, right? You orgasmed. She was like, okay, I'm going to just let you believe whatever you want to believe. Like, her face said it all. And Kevin was like, I was like, Justin. Oh, Justin. It's not working for me. Justin, for you to be as tall as you are, you think every woman wants you, you think Nate wants you, you think Alexis is sexually satisfied. Like, you are living in delusional land. You are living in Justin's world. I'm gonna need you to come out of it into the real world, sir. No. No, sir. So Alexa was like, yeah, he need to work on that stroke. It's not hitting on anything. Girl, I done been there before. Anyway, wasn't feeling it. And so they wanted to hide the secret that they, had sex prior. And then I guess Justin had got mad at Alexis. So then he was like, well, I'm going to expose the secret. Yeah, I'm going to let everybody know. And then she was like, that was really manipulative. Justin is so manipulative. It's very scary, actually. Like, I don't blame Alexis. We gave Alexis a hard time all season, but I don't blame her for not saying yes. Like, girl, please don't. Anyway, Kevin asked, were they still together? They said no. Justin was like, yeah, it was basically my decision to break everything off. Alexis was like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you kidding me? And so he was like, yeah, I'm the one that said it, called it off. She was like, okay, like, that's what you want to believe. Like, that's what my husband said, I guess. And he was like, nah, because, you was capping the whole time, and you was talking about me, and you was doing this, and then they was showing scenes, and he's like, you was gaslighting me. And she was like, are you, like, no, like, you need to stop. And so he's like, oh, he also said that he felt like he told her he loved her too soon. And she's like, well, I didn't feel that way because I have love on my heart every day. I was like, Alexis, stop it. We don't need you to lie. Justin is hanging himself, girl. You don't need to lie no more for us. Then they started going back and forth and arguing, y'all. Justin over there talking about she be gaslighting him. And she trying to make, how he was trying to say, like, oh, you trying to make it as a privilege to, say yes to me and all this stuff. And they started going back and forth, y'all. And that was pretty much where the reunion ended. That part was juicy to me, too, because the way he was just up there lying like he was big bad Justin with all the favor. And it was just like, no, Justin, what show were you watching? Yeah, Alexis did play you because you allowed yourself to get played. You even gave away poor Maya. Because you didn't have your eyes open. But then you're going to act like you dumped her? Please, sir. Oh, and he also said, y'all, this was the juicy part, too. He was like, yeah, because you came to my house after a night of going out and getting drunk. You came to my house for sex. And I know when a person, I may not know when they want to make a pass at me, but I know when a person wants some sex from me because you came out to my house trying to get some sex. Now, she probably did do that, y'all. She did. We've all been there before when you done went to the club drinking and you feeling yourself and you don't want to go home alone. So she probably did do that. But anyway, y'all, we're going to see what happens on the part 2. I hope it's only 2 parts and not 3 parts because that's doing too much. I will decide by January when the new season of Maths comes back if I will review the whole season or not. Y'all will find that out in January for sure. Next season hopefully will be good. I don't know what city or state they'll be in, but thank y'all for tuning in to my very first Married at First Sight review. I thought the reunion was super entertaining, so I did want to come to y'all and talk about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.